second. Okay. Welcome to BFP Imagineering. Here's
Hey everybody.
Florentin
Hey, how's it
and Braylon
going?
Lee.
Hey everybody, what's good?
Yep. Braylon is the B and Florentin is the F and I am the P.
Yes
So,
indeed.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
hmm okay. Now, Florentin has something to share. Start the show.
Mm. So shout out to my good friend OG from OG55 to his
Great
channel
content creator,
Orange
yeah.
Girl 55, great content creator.
And
Watch
Mr.
him.
Seymour Duck is amazing. The first time I
Yes,
saw that, I'm like, a duck is a content creator on YouTube, and
yes,
the
it's so
voice
awesome.
is heavenly. So go ahead, Florence. I didn't mean to interrupt,
And
but
yes, and speaking
that's
of, that's where I met George from now his channel Hello Gelato. That's where I met the Italiano. And so those guys are amazing, and they inspired me. They inspired me, and they motivate me, just like Bray and Virtual Tour inspired me. All of you inspired me. That maybe the just the joy to want to do the same. OG on one episode, I was watching, and he was bringing up that there was a rumor for back in the day, during Iger or Chapek, that they were pitching Cars Yand and identical Cars Yand for Epcot. Now, it's whether it's the entire Cars Yand or it's just the attraction. Which all I knew about was that they were pitching the an indoor version of Radiator Springs Racers in Hollywood Studios, but I've never heard about the Epcot. And ever since I heard, so they were talking about it, and they were all saying, like, the moment that Cars Yand goes into Epcot, then you know that it's over. It's over. That means everything, all the parks are IP. It doesn't matter anymore. But I was just marinating on that. I was thinking about that for a long time. I was keeping my eye on cars for Test Track, and I know that if Test Track didn't have a sponsor, I know that ride would become Cars. And in my head, Cars, how it would work for Test Track, they would do the World Grand Prix, which is all the country, which is like racing in the countries, and that would go with World
Mhm.
Showcase. But now, since they're talking about not, but it's interesting. Now I wasn't focusing on Test Track, and I was saying with Phil, uh, and I was answering to you, where would it go? And I was envisioning, and I would say, oh, the Ant Pavilion, because the desert and how they can incorporate it. And I just bring this up again because ever since this is amazing, because ever since this idea just came to mind, um, I am interested to do a concept, to do a BFP concept on how I can, how you can take the existing cars attraction and just make it connect to the end. So it would be the exact same attraction, but there would be some references to, like cactuses, or
Mhm.
what makes the geography, or I think there's so much you can do with that, with it's for me, it's a very interesting idea. And I'm not replacing anything. We are not replacing the what's it called, the boat ride, and that would be, I guess, I would put that tucked in the back of the Yant Pavilion, which is hidden from yeah.
You mean
So
Maelstrom?
no, the boat
Is
in
that the
the
boat ride?
no the Yant Pavilion.
There's a boat ride in the Land Pavilion?
Oh yes, it's
Yeah, living with the land.
living with it.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that there was a. I thought Living with the Land was more about the dome itself and what was inside the dome. Not, I didn't know
Yeah,
it was a.
yeah, it is the dome, but you're sitting in like a small world boat.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, we might have to watch a video if Brian has never seen it before.
Yeah, I was going to watch Offhand Disney, and Offhand Disney was singing along. This is the land we all love. Listen to the land we all love. Listen to the land. Listen to the land. Yes.
But you know what? I will say this: when you said that, Florentin, I was at first. I'm gonna give you my first real thought about it. At first, I'm like, "Oh my god, here we go, duplicating shit again." But then, when you think about Radiator Springs, right, and you think about the movie, Radiator Springs was a storytelling mechanic that was a background, but never got the chance to live as a character. I think if they took, what you're saying and made Radiator Springs a character, I think that would be a fascinating ride. Because think about, for example, you think about Test Track and, all the things of, testing a car. Now you actually are in an environment where, okay, what about the environment? How does that relate to how people, get from A to B?
Yeah, because that's what they're doing right now with Frontierland, and it's going to be more like I can see there's this car that does like education on the national park. But I think if it was the Epcot concept, it would be like it would have the education component of like you say, a character from Radiator Springs that was educating on the town, educating on the culture and the history, and how the environment is very important to Route 66. I guess you can connect so much. And I understand, for Frozen, if they took Frozen, but they connected with Norway, as if it was the characters that was visiting Norway, people may be more okay with it, but it's not.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, while you were away, Florentin, I did show Braylon the concepts or the poster advertisement for the Magic Carpet Quest for the Moroccan Pavilion, and he loved it. He loved it.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great way to bring life to Epcot. And we've talked about before, Disney is very blessed to have as much intellectual property as they do. And all they have to do is breathe with what they have. Like I said, they're trying to be too modernized to keep up with everybody else. That's not your job. Your job is to all who come to this happy place, welcome. That is your job, to match that energy with everything you do.
Yeah.
That quote has never been modernized because it doesn't need to be modernized, you dumb fucks.
Exactly. It's fine. It's all good. I also asked in the private chat, like, you guys can just tell me if my singing is terrible live. It's fine.
Understood, good sir. Understood.
I want to know what was Brian's reaction when he first saw they were presenting the new bar, Spaceship Earth Geo bar, and the woman was saying, "Oh, we learned about shape culture, shape." It was how was it called?
Oh, you know what it was? Because WDW Pro, I will say this. I don't hate the WDW Pro. Sometimes I hate his takes, but him as a person, I don't know him enough to hate him. But he has his moments of being funny. And he said, I quote, "What about the shape language?" And I'm like, what?
Don't forget about the shape language. You have to incorporate shape language. What does this shape say to the other shapes?
So is a octagon, does an octagon have a sexy aura and a circle has a stability aura? Like, what are we doing here with shape language?
This shape should draw in.
I thought the language was Epcot.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. The park is the language of how to make the rides attractions. You are correct.
I thought the architecture. Come on, the triangles. That's Spaceship Earth. That is Spaceship Earth. So what kind of language you talking about? Wakanda?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't go to Epcot just to think about shape language. I go there just to have a good time. And,
Right.
as one
yeah.
short I shared to Florentin, it was
If you
we made
find if you find a
like
video of if you find a video with Erica Raff reacting to that,
mm,
send me the times.
I'm
Send
gonna
me the.
have to. I mean, there's probably a dozen out
Oh
there.
my god, shape language.
Shape language, but
I thought that was the funniest thing, and he was kind of being sarcastic about it, but it became a character of how he said the word shape language.
Well, I
So he
never
was
take.
shaping his words as
Yeah,
he said it.
I never take WDW Pro serious so seriously. For me,
Right.
it's a nice it's just a nice like kind of it's kind of a nice like feel good when you're upset about something. So
Yeah.
when the whole talking about rivers of America, you can kind of just sit there and just says, yeah, we're all instead of it.
And you don't feel so alone in your anger. I will agree with
Yes,
that. That
yes. Mhm.
he's very reflective of saying the quiet part out loud
mhm.
when people are feeling away. And I do think that is a
Mhm.
gift. Um, I really do. I think sometimes his takes are not bad takes, but I think sometimes they're on the fringes of okay, because everyone's hating Disney, let me give content to that fringe just so that way, the space is understood. But I do hope sometimes that he kind of sees that, maybe like for example, when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, that maybe it's not just about culture. Maybe it is about, technology. Maybe it is about, a new way to create technology that is not just one dimensional. Sometimes I do wish that. Um, but then again, he is a success at what he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they're similar. He's similar to you. He's always saying, "Folks, if you have a good time, you have a good time.
Yes.
You're enjoying yourself, and as long as it's enjoying and it's not boring, then you're
Yes.
good. You're good."
Yeah. No, I will agree with that. I think though, for me, I think with myself, with my deep dive lives, I think with what we do with BFP Imagineering, I think we present a lot more solutions than him.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he covers the news. That's what he does. So
Yeah,
as for we, take it beyond the news
correct.
and you know expand on like what can we do, you know, etc.
Yep.
And do a little bit of deep dive and
Yeah, and it
behind the
regulates
scenes.
our. Mhm.
Mhm.
I was just gonna say, I think it helps us regulate our feelings though about Disney. Of like once we have the conversation, or if we have a conversation about Universal, once we have the conversation, then our feelings are regulated. We're fine. Because it's just like, okay, they're not going to do this shit that would make the most sense to fix it, but at least we can breathe
Well, I,
and
I think
feeling
that
away.
we're just I think that we're just the more creative crowd. We're the creative guests
I
or
will agree with that.
audience. So we can see we my here's an example. Basically, I think we all do this. We wake up and then we see from the other content creators. We see from WD Pro and all that. We hear that we
Yes.
see the news. See the news. We see the development. we see the news like this is closing and this is happening, and we soak it in, and we either even if we're angry about it or we're very saddened about it, but then after an hour, then we're back focusing, we're back putting our passion focus on on something that makes something else
Correct.
that nobody else is talking about or nobody else is thinking about. And
Correct.
I think that's how we roll. So
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely correct on that. And I think the magic sauce to us is that we're game for anything. You know what I mean? I remember and by the way, y'all, for those of you who don't know, that is the Zillow listing of the haunted mansion behind Phil there. And I'll never forget when I was talking about, I think I was talking about the Walt Disney World rebrand master plan. As y'all know, I love my audience very much. And I love our BFP audience very much. And I feel like sometimes it's important to suspend belief and fuck them over disrespectfully because they are in it with us and there should be some type of surprise. So what's that thing that no one knows? So I just pretended, hey y'all, this listing is very real. This is a real house. Yeah, we're going to watch it live, and I was terrified. And I'm like, guys, it's a promo for the haunted mansion. That's not real. And they're like, "Fuck you, man! Why you do this to me?" But you need to have that energy of believing in it so much that when they hear, like, "Oh, wait a minute, the whole attraction that I create is not real." But you had so much passion for it. What the hell? Why would you do this to me? Now that creates a opening for you to consume and think like, well, wait a minute. If Phil, Florentin, and Braylon thought of it that much, maybe it could be real. Maybe I'm upset because it's a good idea. And then you have deeper discussions on that. To your point, Florentin. So.
no, because it was interesting is so when I listened to the others, and they're more about they're more going with the news and everything. For example, they were coming up with an idea, and we're saying, okay, we're all gonna come to let's do it. Let's all come up together. We're all gonna go together and rent a room in the convention center, and we're all
Right.
gonna go. We're gonna gather together, and we're gonna speak out on this. So this and that, and I think that we have a really special thing because uh, look, I didn't expect that we be a trio. And for me, I was saying that if anyone else is watching, and they have something else that they want to bring on board, they have
Right.
another attraction or another thing, and they have their own creativity that even if it rotates sometimes, that they come
Yep.
in. And because what is funny is we're watching and we're not understanding why are they I think what I think the way we see it is for me is like why didn't they for many people they're saying why didn't they put cars in Hollywood studios, why did they put it there,
Right.
and these and they don't even do like a guest survey or something or voting or something.
Right.
They make the decisions where this is going to be here and this is going to be here. But
Correct.
why can't we, the public, we can do discussions about where we would see that
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's more common. Sometimes what's funny is like we do our way, and then it's like it's more common sense. It's more common sense to put this attraction here than the way they
Correct.
did it. They just put it there.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with that because like I remember when La Renee Creole said that, Maybe cars can go over to Tomorrowland Speedway. And I'm just like, true, but when you think of Tomorrowland, you don't think of cars though. And so you could bring in potentially a technology partner, right? To, give Tomorrowland Speedway some life. And then I thought about, because on Braylon Lee's virtual tour Jumper Crawl tonight, we saw the headquarters of Sherwin-Williams. Now, this might sound a little crazy, but there's technology behind paint. I'm going to say that 2 more times. There's technology behind paint. There's technology behind paint. Why do we know this? NBC, Color TV. Anybody know where that's from? Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color. And he talked about the creation of pigments, right? And for Disney to create the colors that they do, it takes technology and some ingenuity to be able to make those colors. So imagine if you went to the Tomorrowland Speedway and there was a whole exhibit in the queue about the technology of paint. And then you get, in one of the Tomorrowland Speedway vehicles based on that paint color, right? So there's ways to update Disney without taking away, or how can I put it? There's ways to update Disney without just throwing something in there to see if it sticks, to make sure it stays relevant.
And also, to make it clear, we're not just showing this. We're not just coming here and try to show off. Oh, look, we know better than all of you. It's not a show off. It's just, I guess it's like, it's just. We breathe creativity, and whenever we have a creativity, rather than just comment, we can go and commenting on all these videos and just saying, oh, this and this. We just actually, that's why I think it's not just that. When we use the AI as a tool,
mm-hmm.
and we don't just type it in and get the prompt do everything. We work really hard. I mean, we're really picky. We are very picky. We are so picky on the like if the building is not as, and also we are very, is it realistic?
Yes.
We want to make it as realistic as possible. So
no, absolutely. I mean, we are so particular that Walt Disney will hire us because that's how particular Walt Disney was. And we're so particular to the point where Disney would be like, today's Disney would be like, okay, guys, can you line up a little bit on the creativity? Can you go to some intellectual properties we know? Like, we are that particular where people would feel a way about it. And I fully agree with you, Florentin, of instead of just commenting on others, we really do come together and do our own thing. And we've said to each other before, like, I see where you're going, but maybe it could be different. And that's what Bob Gurr said, that Walt Disney says that, I figure out what you want to do and then come to me with it. If it's a good idea, it's a good idea. If it's bad, you're not going to be fired for it. We just got to figure out a different way to do it. That's it. So and I never feel like we are show-offs. If anything, I think we're very humble in what we do, because it takes the energy of being cooperative, but also collaborative. Because I feel like we're all legends in our own right, and it takes all three of us to make the lives that we do. Sincerely. And so, I agree with you. I think anything that comes into BFP Imagineering, if somebody wants to bring something, there has to be something where we all see what the line can be for each of us. There's got to be a line for me to want to chime in. There's got to be a line for Florentin to chime in. There's got to be a line for Phil to chime in. And if those three lines are aligned, then we're game. I mean, there are times where it would take, depending on the project, sometimes it takes weeks. Sometimes it could take a week.
The thing
But
is, the thing is, I want to make an important point because I'm great with the name BFP. I've been trying to think of a name, but then I said, you know what, BFP is meant to be. But whenever I see the Imagineering, it's cool. But then when I would like type Imagineering, then I'm like, I take a pause and I'm like, wait a minute, are we allowed to do that? We are not real Imagineers. People got to think we're real Imagineers. But what's the difference between all the content creators that are just like doing the news? They're the news. If anyone can just announce anyone can just announce headline the news. Why can't creators and architects like just I mean we're just proposing I think we're just putting the vision even though it's a vision. And I think it's interesting because people would see it and they would see, oh, like, look, these young people, they see how the park can become more beautiful or more the best, the best like in the old days. But then you have these people in corporate and they're going this way. So
and not to mention too, I think what we do with BFP Imagineering is it goes to show that there's more than one. My mom has always said this: it's more than one way to skin a cat. And I think we are showcasing that you don't have to be an Imagineer with an engineering PhD in order to do this thing. Because the way we are Imagineers is, okay, we have a closed down building, or we have an attraction that needs some new life. What intellectual property can we find that could be a possibility to utilize something from that to create something? That's how we are Imagineers. We're not Imagineers from the blueprints and this, that, and the third. Like Phil, he showed me his budget, right? For the Aladdin carpet ride. And Phil asked me, do you ever think about your budgets when you're pitching your concepts? And I said, you know what? When I think about it, actually, no. In all of my pitches, I have never mentioned budget, not one time, because it's more about the idea of it all for me. And I think that is an important aspect, Florentin, of we are showcasing that you can be an Imagineer based off of you care about property, and you are open to seeing what could be of that. Now, of course, logistics and the planning and all that shit, yes, that's important. But if you don't have an idea of, oh my God, okay, I want to be able to take, for example, one of the things I said, can we rebrand Toon Lagoon into Isle Delfino? Oh my God, that was some Imagineering. I had to think of the right property to be able to utilize, I had to figure out the right property to place in that environment. That does take some creative Imagineering.
Mm-hmm.
now, do you know what I came up what BFP stands for?
Go for it.
Well, of course, BFP is Braylon, Florentin, and Phil.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
but then for me, it's bringing forth potential, and that's what we're doing. We're
Yep.
bringing forward potential.
Amen,
What
brother. I
we
like
want
that.
the yes, we want the potential for Disney World, Universal. We want the potential. That's that's why I say we're not just visioning like we're not just doing concepts to just say, oh, do it here, do it there. We're doing concepts, and we really work at it. We really care about it, and look, just like Phil has been working on his
Yes.
Polynesian tower, the UAU. He really cares about the UAU, and we're just we know how the Polynesian tower turned out. It turned out to be the Holiday Inn.
Mm-hmm.
We just like for me, Epcot, where it's not the community college. Okay, we that's why we're so for us creatives, we're so like how they could have done it better, how they could have done it better, and what is the potential. And when we see the word potential, we're tired of seeing Japan have the potential. Now we're going to see Abu Dhabi have the potential, but we want the potential in the domestic parks. That's why when you see Universal, it is Orlando is showing the potential, and
Mm-hmm.
the UK is just following it.
Yeah. No, fully agreed. And I honestly think too, um, and we can get into this as well. Um, I think personally at the D23 Expo, and I know this may sound controversial to the executives, um, I think it would help if you guys had fan panels and content creator panels where you can put out you can put out a listing of who would like to be on a panel to talk about what's not working at Disney World. Now, of course, you can't have 100 people up there, but if the three of us got to submit our stuff and we got to be a part of a panel, a fan-led panel, I think that that would actually break a lot of ground in the world of the Disney fans, because now you have fans that are not just up there just saying anything just to come to a Disney park for free. You have fans up there that genuinely care about Disney and they are saying legitimate things that can actually drive conversation for potential better outcomes for the fans. What do y'all think of that?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Hmm. And I think that would be something that people are very interested to watch. Then to see. It's like my favorite thing. My favorite thing is like for like when after 9/11 when they were rebuilding, seeing what to rebuild for the World Trade Center, they had
Right.
all these different architects, and all these different architects, they all threw in. One was this, one was that, one was that. It was, and I had this book, and it was amazing just to see all the different concepts.
Yes.
And at the end, you see, oh, they chose this concept. But then you go back and you see, oh, this concept was amazing. Or
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, if we had our own panel at D23 just pitching one of our Disney things, I feel like we would kind of be like Joe Rody rock stars by the end of it. Like people be coming up and being like, so y'all do this all the time? like what y'all pitch was should let me come on camera and say this. People would say, what y'all just pitched should be a D23 announcement on the main stage.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
now, I think what's funny about us is like Brian was saying, I was asking Brian, Universal, they have, what is the properties that are multi-generational, and we know about that. But then I was asking him about Disney and saying what property that they have not done, or what property they're supposed to be focusing on that is multi-generational and would make a long-lasting impact. And he brought up Mary Poppins, and indeed, Mary Poppins. They announced the look, and it's funny. So I see it this way. Everyone was, now nobody is talking about the Mary. No, nobody is talking about that. Oh, Dick Van Dyke. They brought Dick Van Dyke. Now they put the Mary Poppins thing on the shelves. I don't see, but while everybody is like now, it's like if everybody is now focused on Cars the End, and all that, and Tropical Americas, it's like, where do it's like us, like I'm actually I'm actually want to focus on the Mary Poppins,
Oh yeah,
concept, you know.
and you know the reason why I say that it's bigger than the Mary Poppins Returns movie. Um it's bigger than the prestige of it. There is a movie that does not get a lot of credit as one of the best Disney movies ever. But it's a movie called Saving Mr. Banks that tells the story behind Mary Poppins. If you have not seen that film, I suggest you watch that film. If you ever, as an entrepreneur, as a lover of life, or just as a person that you feel like, man, every time I get up, I get knocked down. There's nothing to live for. What the fuck am I on the ground for? That film will center your soul every single time. I mean, it is one of the most adult Disney movies I have seen, and they talk about things in a way that relates back to the foundation of why the author P.L. Travers utilized Mary Poppins as a creative vehicle, because it was her therapy to get out what she was going through. And so to have that space of emotionality not represented in the park, you have more characters than human beings. And so to have this human being that is able to say, hey, listen, I know life is hard right now. I'm going to give you a spoonful of sugar. Now, that doesn't mean everything's going to go away, but I'm going to give you this spoonful of sugar. I'm going to eat this spoonful of sugar with you so you don't feel alone. That's what we're talking about when it comes to this is what the fuck Disney does. And that if they can tap into that emotionality, you got it. You got it. You got it. I bet you if I said that at a D23 panel, who is this motherfucker? Who is this motherfucker right here? Because this dude right here, he should be the fan CEO. He's got it.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool little logo you got there, Florentin. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you want to see
Oh
bigger?
wow,
Hold
that's
on.
amazing. That is cool.
What did you do?
I just zoomed in on my laptop. That is really cool.
You can pop it up bigger if you want.
That's good.
They're
No, that's
actually
very
really
good.
old. They're really old. I've done these like months ago. So it's fun to just go back and see them, and like I forgot about them, and like, wow. Here's another one.
Maybe I should throw that to a Gawk and um, make a 6 second video.
No,
Well,
this
what was
one
that?
has, it says,
Oh yeah.
I know it's universal growth. It's a little bit fat, this one, I think.
It looks like an Epcot and Chronos there.
Yes.
Hmm.
Actually, my favorite is this one. But it says
Oh,
Universal Epcot on there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
watch
kind of.
this. Watch this. An experimental prototype of tomorrow that is universally respected. See what I did there? See? All right, in the words of Florentin, this pansy right here goes off the wall just to see what sticks. And damn it, sometimes it sticks. Back off camera.
Well, I want an explanation why the 2000 here. Let's see. I'll pull it up because we need to rant about this. No.
Okay. All right.
We need to discuss this.
Okay.
It's never been done before. Let's see. Speaking about universally respected, as Universal did, have you ever? Usually, it's crazy. Have you ever seen a concept art, and when it comes out real? And then you're standing there,
Yeah.
and it's as if you're you're that avatar on the video.
Oh, and by the way, just as a side note, I need Universal to do something for me. I need y'all to take the Tapu Tapu, break it the fuck down, and make it yours. You are able to make new technology for Epic Universe. Don't get rid of Tapu Tapu because it was foundational in the storytelling of Volcano Bay. And yes, there is a whole backstory. I play it sometimes on my channel. But because y'all getting rid of the Tapu Tapu because of the company going bankrupt, that Tapu Tapu not only allowed you to engage with Volcano Bay, but also it got down wait times. And now you're going to have people standing in line for 2.5 hours for a ride. You will have more people leaving Volcano Bay than wanting to come to it. So just as a side note, y'all were able to come up with new technology for Epic Universe. Don't tell me you can't make new Tapu Tapus and make them better. Back off camera. Go ahead, Florentin.
Are they? They're Universal is removing the Tapu Tapu.
Yes, they are.
Is there a reason?
Somebody said that the company who made the technology is going out of business, but it's just like, there's no way in hell that you can't tell me that you guys can't break it down and figure out how to make it better for yourselves. Like, come on now. You were able to make all new tech for Epic Universe, but you can't make Tapu Tapu better?
So this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite concept arts. It's actually the very first concept art that they threw at us so this concept art is kind of like the Valenciennes concept art because it's the first one. Okay. Now, what really pulls me in this concept art is, well, of course, I see that both Communicore buildings are gone. But the thing that pulls me is all the fountains, and this was before I knew about Epic. So, for me, this concept art, if you're just focusing, if you're focusing just on how much it's because you can see they took down both innovation buildings, and you can see it's more park, it's more trees. To tell you the truth, this concept art almost looks like a celestial park, the celestial Epcot. And I wonder if Epcot knew Disney knew about knew about the concepts from Universal, and they were like quickly making a concept. This to me is the same. This to me, I know I'm just speculating. Okay, this to me is the same way like when they found out Universal Florida was interested to build a park, and then Disney went running and say, well, we're going to build it, and we're going to build one, and we're going to open it before they do. And that's how they went and built Disney MGM Studios.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like, oh shoot, look what Universal is doing. Well, we're going to show this concept art, and you can see we have our park, we have our grand fountains. This is like Epic Universe right here. To me.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah.
Now, this wasn't in the same timeline, right? Because I don't think that they pitched any concept art for Celestial Park, right? This was just when they announced that they were going to do a new park, correct?
Mm-hmm.
This was in 2017. Do we know? I don't know the date. I need to see the date that Universal pits their concept art.
Okay.
The Epic Universe concept art, I don't know if you can. I don't know if there's going to be a date on there.
Yeah, I can try to get an estimation.
Yeah, because like I said, I think when they made the announcement that they wanted to do a new park, I don't think they pitched anything at that time, from what I can remember.
Now, I just find it so funny. I just find it so interesting that this has like the most fountains, and then the next one it still has fountains, and then at the end we have no more fountains.
There's no date that I can find,
Okay.
but it would be around the same. I would have to suspect that it might have been 2017 because they were starting to move dirt in 2019. That's what I
Right.
recall.
So yeah, when they made that announcement, they did not have any concept art, because the concept art came
took a few years before you moved dirt.
right. I was saying the concept art kind of came more down the line as the buildup was ramping up, correct?
Yes. Yeah. As of I learned.
We're not saying all this because we're calling out Disney. We're not calling out Disney. We're just so passionate. We're just so passionate that that's why it's so that's why it makes you that's why if I go see Celestial Park and I see the fountains and I see all that, it's refreshing because without Epic in existence and without Epic the same way as the concept art, you would be seeing these pictures. You would seeing these pictures and it'd be like, whoa, what if it was like this? And actually, I feel that Universal doesn't do Disney a favor, doesn't help Disney in any way. It doesn't help Disney in any way with that, because Universal has now proven that they can display a concept art for an entire new park and keep its promise.
Absolutely.
The only thing that they budget cut, yes, there was 2 restaurants that was supposed to open this year, but
don't forget the Celestial Park Entertainment, because we remember for the grand opening, hear ye, welcome to the portal, but then you didn't see them anymore.
But those you cannot see in the concept art, so that's understandable. But they gave the people the concept, and
They
the concept
executed
art.
their assignment.
Yeah, so basically whenever the person goes, they get what they were given.
Yes,
They get what they were showcased.
correct.
Mhm.
That's why for us BFP, when we do our concepts and we want to showcase it, and it's not is we want to showcase it when we're ready. We want to showcase it
Yes,
when it really it makes our hairs in our back go up.
yes.
Yes.
No, for sure. I mean, there's a I think Fullerton, you said there's an unbridled energy to what we do, because, and it's
Yes,
happened
it's
to
an
me
energy.
where I'm in the middle of it. I'm like, this is what the fuck we do. And when you get that euphoria feeling of like, oh my God, I actually really created this shit. And I know it makes sense. And the execution is flawless. If you're not feeling that, then there's something lacking there. And I think that's what I think that's why the Disney fans are upset. They're like, we want to have BFP Imagineering's energy for Disney, but they're not giving us anything to say that shit.
No, because no, because the difference with us is we are not expressing the reaction to the news. We are not expressing our disfavor in we're not reacting to the news. I mean, can talk about it, but that's not the primary that's not the primary of what we're focus oriented. We are expressing for our own selves. It's that's why we enjoy coming, that's why we enjoy expressing. We there's this isn't We don't need to express it, but there's this energy. It's all
Yes.
about this energy. That's
I'll
why
get,
the mo- that's why some that other episode that we did that didn't get recorded,
yes.
that the Hollywood the Hollywood and we get so much energy that it's like a Pokemon.
Yes.
The Pikachu Thunderbolt gets bigger and
Absolutely. I mean, the to give a prime example, when I did the Las Vegas hotels, and that was a challenge. I'm not going to sit here in front. I think that was probably the most tackling challenge more than Walt Disney World. And I'm going to tell you why. Disney World is very malleable as long as you stick to the brand, right? And you stick within the parameters of creativity. When you're dealing with an actual city that needs creativity, it's difficult because you need to be able to not make any mistakes, right? Um, and when it came to the Jumanji Luxor Hotel, the euphoria that I felt for that hotel, along with Phil and Florentin, they you know how they say, this catfish or whatever so good makes you want to slap your mama. That hotel was so good. I feel like both of them wanted to slap me of like, you motherfucker, you do too damn much. See, you think you a genius, so then you just take that inch, like you always say, make it a mile, but you did too much because it's genius. There are no flaws in that. I want that hotel now. Now. And that's the type of euphoria that when you find that shit, you have to hold on to it.
Mhm.
I did not understand any of that, but I feel it.
Yeah, I got it.
I feel it.
Well, no, because both of y'all really, like, out of all the hotels, is that not the one that y'all love the most? Like, y'all had euphoria, passion of like, how did that come about?
Mine was when you brought up the legacy resort, the legacy resorts for Universal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am changing my background for one final time because this is the reason why. Um,
We may get a little bit hyped up here. We may get insane, but we are insane. We are hyped up insane for it to be respected.
Yes. And that's what I was saying within all of that, of like the Las Vegas live, y'all really felt my euphoria for the hotels that I was creating. That's what I was trying to say. It was long-winded, of course, but y'all know me by now. I'm long-winded. But that euphoria is not easy to find. Um, and when you do find it, you do need to invest in that.
okay, without further ado, at 56 minutes, we'll watch this video here and dive into and explain that we kind of already have done it between all of us here. Let's begin. And before I get into the video, it's by probably at Disney. So
She's a very good content creator. I watch her stuff. Very good. Very good.
I don't see the video.
oh wait a minute. You don't see the video? Oh crap.
Nope, it's
You
not on
guys-
the screen yet.
That's what happens all the time. You can make that into a blooper.
Okay, guys, yeah. Okay, guys.
Make that as a blooper. There's always bloopers in my life.
All good, my friend.
Amidst all the new
Happens to me too. I'm
construction and
passionate, so it's
upcoming
all
lands
good.
and rides coming to Walt Disney World, there are still 3 rumors or mystery projects that just refuse to die. And since Disney surprised us in the past year with Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster, the Magic of Disney Animation, and significant upgrades and updates to attractions around the resort, it's kind of understandable why theme park fans are wondering if one of these rumors, or maybe all 3, are still around the corner. Now, even though the multi-year transformation of Epcot was supposed to have been complete with the debut of Communicore Hall, Imagineers have quietly continued plussing Epcot with the successful redo of Test Track, the opening of Geo 82, a new film for Soarin' titled Soarin' Across America, which is making its debut by Memorial Day, as well as removing 3D from Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and they should be adding more props too, and updating the animatronics.
Yeah. So, what is your guys' opinion on removing the 3D from Ratatouille? I'm against it, but
Oh, I wrote it. I wrote it. I got a chance to write it without the 2D, and to be honest, if you've
Wait, you
never,
mean
I
without the 3D or 2D?
with well, meaning without the 3D glasses.
Yeah.
okay.
I
Oh yeah,
am.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You did say to me that you did a what I would call a theme park recon last week to Epcot and then Magic Kingdom before your pass ran out on the 30th. Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, but then a couple weeks ago, I went back on Remy's Ratatouille adventure, and I'm very thankful. I'm very fortunate. I'm very thankful. I'm not thankful. I'm very. Um I appreciate that I got to experience both because there was somebody else that was their first time on there, so they're not gonna know what I knew. The ride was okay. What the graphic? What is there? I'll tell you what is the good parts about it. You can see more details. You can actually like for the video, you can see the details. You can see the kitchen. You can see the smoke. You can see the you. So for that is one. So for that is fine. Remy, they kind of changed them. They made them a little bit more. I don't know. It looks more. It looks more like cartoony, like more blue. I don't know. But the thing is, the frill is gone.
Yeah.
So so it used to be a very funny attraction. I would say it's a funny attraction because out of nowhere it pushes you this way, it pushes you this way. But now I know somebody else. I think it's Aisa Stellar. If you watch Aisa Stellar, her response to it, she actually wanted to cry because for her it's the same. For her, she's so into 3D attractions. So there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's nothing wrong. I need to see if I write it again because I only wrote it once. But I have to say the frill, and it's yes frilling. When I mean frill, that means it's more like yes, exciting, and then it's funny, and it's more like expected because now you see the screens. I have not. They're gonna put more props, so we'll have to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I've always felt with Ratatouille, um, that they brought passion to food for kids, and that Remy wanted to be more than his environment, right? And think about how many people have wanted to become more than what they were told of what they could and could not be, right? That's a very relatable human story, correct? So within the world of Ratatouille, when you have Remy under, oh my God, I can't remember that guy's name, but the guy who was the chef being under his hat, and that not Gusteau, the son of Gusteau, um,
Linguini.
Linguini. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah.
Linguini.
Yes.
When Remy was under Linguini's hat, there was a kinetic energy that made sense for that ride because Remy was, making it do what it do, pulling his hair, this, that, and third. So it was very frantic. And then you had the rats running around, that was frantic. So when you're taking that kinetic energy out of the ride that was in the movie, there's a disconnect, which this is the problem with Disney. But when Bob Iger said the future is going to be only intellectual property, I'm going to say this on camera. Even though you're the former CEO, Bob, I'm still going to ream your ass out for this. If you're going to utilize intellectual property for the future of your company, the tactile energy of your intellectual property has to be in the rides in order for the intellectual property to stick. Okay? All right? Moving on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of Frozen Ever After. All the while, rumblings about these 3 Epcot mystery projects have just continued, and there's even been some evidence to support them. And these rumors are that in-park Epcot Hotel, the possible demo and replacement of the Wonders of Life Pavilion, and Coco coming to Green
I
Fiesta
knew you
Tour.
would.
And these rumors are that in-park...
Boom.
You know, I think that we are legends, not just in our own minds, but in reality.
Exactly. This is why I posted it to our group chat. Like, fellas, we have to have an emergency meeting. Good Lord, what am I seeing here?
I truly believe that we are being watched, surveilled. We're being surveilled, and we have a file on the three of us in this sector because we did a live on this shit. The Osmopolitan Hotel, you dumb fucks. What are we doing? This guy did a whole hotel where the entrance was a part of the hotel, and then this guy here because he's so detailed didn't finish it, but he cared about so much that he kept doing revisions because that's what the old Imagineering did. They gave a fuck until they couldn't give a fuck no more because they wanted to give it their all. And now you mean to tell me that there's a interesting development of an in-park fucking hotel like WDW Pro said for Magic Kingdom? When we did a Cinderella Castle hotel? Play the fucking video. I'm back off camera.
This is why I sent it to the group chat because, like,
this is why Braylon is this is why Braylon is in the center. He's our head boss. Okay, he's
yes.
You're very kind. You're very kind to say that, but that's why my brain is the way it is. I'm just like, I know you just didn't drop that. Not thinking that I don't remember the shit that we do. Okay. All right, keep playing in my face and not think there's any consequences. Not you, Florentin, not you, Phil, not probably at Disney. I don't hate probably at Disney. She's a great content creator. I'm just triggered that we're being ahead of everybody.
Hey, it's always great to be ahead of everybody because I'd rather be ahead of everyone instead of behind of everyone.
I fully agree with you. It's just the fact of what fucking multiverse timeline is this? Because we're literally creating the future of the theme park industry at this point.
Well,
everything we've done has been reflective from the Ice Age shit to this shit and many more shits to come.
Yeah. It seems like I've come across an Ice Age, Ice Age. Funny thing is, on X, Saving the Magic, X has an account, and he was asking a question about referring to the 28 acres. And I made a comment, and 2 people liked my comment when I mentioned, my friends and I proposed to build a Tundra back in the 28 acres area of that, what you're talking about. Like, he liked it. He didn't respond to it, but another person also liked it as well. So eyes are,
Oh, you guys know what? Okay, so I already did propose site A, so that I'm already check mark checked.
No,
but
that's why I said to you.
But guess what? Guess what, Braylon, I just proposed today what I might do for proposed site B, and you know what proposed site B is supposed to be?
A new pavilion?
No, proposed site B is supposed to be the Cars Yand attraction for the Yand Pavilion.
Ah. No.
Okay.
So you have my hotel on site A, the atrium, and you got proposed site B, the Cars Yand, that they could have put there instead of Rivers of America. And it's not. Tomorrow. It's not too late. It's not too late.
And you know what? If they never got rid of extra magic hours, and where every hotel guest could go into the park an hour early or stay in the park to an extra 3 hours, you could go from proposed site A of Florentin's hotel to the Cars ride anytime you wanted to.
Right?
Hello. Back off.
Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, folks.
See if Nina Yeeks was on BFP, she would have something to say. She would have something that she has to say.
Yes.
Yeah, you heard it here.
And by the way, I think my reaction to connecting all the dots will be a great short, because there's no, it's just like, well, okay, there was no ramp up to that. That was just Braylon unloading, and now there's rubble. It was just a big bomb, and he didn't give a fuck about the radius. But I mean, hey, it was what it was. So
yeah. Stay tuned for next show when Florentin hopefully finishes his whole entire concept project of Cars and proposed Site B. Moving on.
Yes.
Epcot Hotel, the possible demo and replacement of the Wonders of Life Pavilion, and Coco coming to.
And I finished my project on the Wonders of Life.
Very good.
Which is going to be probably at the end of the video after we discuss what we had seen, if we haven't already.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Me and Phil, we conquered different territories of Epcot already.
Yeah. I am still building the community core area and the Imagination Pavilion still. Which the Imagination Pavilion doesn't have to change a whole lot. It just needs to be restored to back what it was,
And I do think with Communicore Hall, I do think that a Communicore Con would be amazing. If you have the Festival for Arts, I think Communicore Con, where it's about the power of communication and technology and media, I think that would be a fascinating convention at Disney World. I really do.
Yeah, I think my final concept of Communicore, which didn't have any pictures, which that's the thing. The AI makes very good prompts, but the AI just make really stupid pictures, which makes me want to rage. But the concept it gave for the community core in each section of East and West is all practically complete. It just didn't have any images with it, but it seemed pretty good to me. So, moving on.
Complicated, although rarely talked about, with Disney's Lost Coco ride concept. So that's what we're going to delve into today. Some of you have been asking for this, and I think now is the time. But before we dig in, if you haven't already, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Here at Probably at Disney, I not only cover Disney park news, but try to find those details and stories that fly under the radar, as well as explore different possibilities for the parks and resorts. And if that's your thing too, I would love to have you along for the ride, especially with so many new lands and rides and projects on the way. But now let's get to why you're here, beginning with talk of a new Epcot Resort Hotel. But I should begin by mentioning, this is not supposed to be just any new Disney World hotel. Disney is always expanding its roster of accommodations, especially when it comes to Disney Vacation Club. But this resort we're talking about has been rumored to be built right next to Epcot, with a possible back door into the park, or being located itself inside the park.
Gee,
now,
I wonder.
in past videos that Disney may also be considered.
Okay.
Boom.
Because I have a very redundant question. If anybody can answer it for me, I'm going to bring my eyes in on this because I want everybody to see my sight on how sharp this question is. Is there any hotel in Florida that recently opened up last year that I don't know, that maybe has a what would we call it, a back door into the park where your the park is your backyard? Anybody? You know, I
think
don't
it was
know.
I think it's located in Epic Universe.
Oh, you don't say.
Hmm.
What's the name of the hotel? I think it's a quandary, but it starts with a H. It has a E in it, I believe. It has an I.
Helios?
Yeah, I believe that's the hotel. Yes, I
Hmm.
believe so. So let's see. We have a competition, you know, whatever the fuck, of a clash here of a competitor breaking ground on making history, and the company that used to make history is now being a fucking copycat.
Yeah.
What did I miss? I just came back.
Are you serious?
Oh, we just point out like Disney's just always now like it's playing catch up, which looks like being that they are copycats. There, that you've been caught up.
Copycats? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Who is a copycat?
What, Florentin? What hotel opened up last year, sir? What hotel opened up in Florida last year?
And in Disney?
No.
The Helios?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying there's a copycat of the Helios?
No. Who
Helios.
has back door to a theme park?
Oh. Well, the international parks, Paris and Tokyo?
No. Just last year, they opened.
Epic.
Yes.
Correct. So now they are seeing.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind. I see. Yeah, of course. Oh.
I gotta love the the whites of Braylon's eyes, you know.
That lets you know how serious.
Oh, you know what's funny? I did a funny video. Phil, I did a funny video on Sora, and I did a joke. Because I say people know International Drive in Orlando, International Drive, but they've been calling it iDrive, and they think they're so clever. Well, guess what? The video shows that all of a sudden, like, there's these people that call it iDrive. Whenever they stand on International Drive, then they start to see a doll's eye staring at them.
I watched it.
Oh wow. Hey,
Now-
hey, the whites of my eyes are coming back in because I don't know if anybody knows of a streaming service. Very big streaming service. They just started getting into physical experiences. Yeah, they got what is it called? It's called fucking House. It's in King of Prussia, and it's in Dallas, Texas. What is it called? Oh, it's called Netflix House. And what's the series where there's a huge little girl with eyes that could pow you and end your life? Oh, it's called Squid Game. Squid Game. Squid Game.
Yes.
This was been about eyes and shit. Okay.
Yep. Green light, red light. Anyways, let's move on.
I have a new name. I have a new name for BFP.
Okay.
Business for the pansies.
You know what?
Okay.
Because we mean business. We mean business, and we're pansies.
Good damn. Play the video. Just play it.
kind of
Don't make
resort
no
with
damn
these kind of perks for the Magic Kingdom and possibly behind Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, especially since construction is already underway in that area. And interest in that idea, as well as the reality that Disney has not done this yet at Walt Disney World, certainly went up after Universal Orlando opened Universal Helios Grand Hotel with Epic
Shocking.
Universe last year, with that hotel sitting in the park and with its own dedicated entrance.
Another
Not having a Magic Kingdom resort with the back door into the park and the views that could afford, it's like leaving money on the table. And since Disney typically tries to add hotel capacity with its expansion projects, what's going on at the Magic Kingdom right now with Piston Peak and Villains Land? It seems like now is the time to do that, especially when that quarter of the park is already a construction site. So that is my 2 cents on why I think a Magic Kingdom resort with those kind of perks may be the more strategic move on behalf of Imagineers. However, even though talk about an in-park Epcot hotel dates back to pre-pandemic days and when Epcot's future looked way different than reality now,
Oh,
rumblings about
yeah.
Disney still considering that resort have not gone away, with some claiming they have only heard Imagineers consider an Epcot resort and have not heard about a Magic Kingdom concept at all. In fact, one of the latest reports comes as recent as last fall and also in response to Universal's Helios Grand, with the location being at the front of Epcot and where the bus stops are currently located. But that is not the only
This guy
site that
called it
has been
first.
rumored. For quite a while, there were whispers about a hotel being built near the Land and Journey into Imagination pavilions. I've also seen someone say that there could be a hotel built right on top of the monorail station. So there's quite a few theories and possibilities out there. Now, personally, while I think a connected Magic Kingdom resort hotel makes the most sense, the enduring appeal and convenience of an in-park Epcot hotel and what Disney could do with this idea and maybe even make up for some of the mistakes that were made during the Epcot redo makes me kind of want this hotel even more. You will have to let me know in the comments what
Oh,
you personally
I got
prefer.
wait. Speaking of that, I done that. I brought back Fountain of Nations and put it in the middle of the hotel.
No, that's why I
Okay,
kept
bring
going
it.
down to
I
you
won't see. Good.
because yeah, you called it. And by the way, the news that she's saying about the Magic Kingdom Hotel, I had the reaction because WW Pro he had a win on that, but also too, I like how probably at Disney took a different angle of it because with WDW Pro he talked about the size of it, but with probably at Disney she talked about the execution and the utility of it and how this could help with the overall feel of Epcot in terms of um, park language. Doesn't have the same ring as shape language, but hey, it's a language. But I do believe that the hotel definitely can give Epcot a new energy. And I will say, like, out of all of our plans, I think Florentin's is probably the most on point because he
Hmm.
literally everything that probably Disney is saying was literally beat by beat, note by note, sound for sound. Florentin called it.
Hmm.
And now, Phil, we have a. I would not bring it up, but no, I'm not gonna bring it up here.
Ooh,
Oh,
you can say some things, Florentin, because mine is like,
okay. I
well,
left. I left a comment. I left a comment on the boy on Facebook, that other Imagineer, that he also did an entrance hotel where in the same location, but his is
yes.
more. So, um,
Well, I haven't seen the other guys, but I mean, with what you did, you took
mhm.
Spaceship Earth and made it the star of the hotel.
Yes, we need to. You need to address. the thing about my resort is it was not, and all this, that's what's amazing is as I worked on it, then it revealed itself. It's not like I just, I draw it, or I just make it, and I say, put a window here and make sure the window faces spaceship Earth. No, I just I just I just I just
You to use
yes.
to use two
The
attractions.
I used
You
the
went on
I used the no, I would say like give me a picture of the rooms, and if I wanted, and now if I wanted to be more modern, then I would modify it. But the thing about it, my resort, is it became, what was important about the resort is um, you were still it's almost like you were still experiencing Walt's Epcot, but
yes,
outside of the park. And
correct.
every window had the view of Spaceship Earth, making Spaceship Earth. Yeah, because where else you cannot really, we cannot really see Spaceship Earth. Well, you can see Spaceship Earth in the park, but from this hotel, is like the Spaceship Earth became the icon.
Yes.
Mm.
No, you absolutely did your thing. Like, and this is the thing that I love about and this is the thing that I love about us, is that when somebody hits it, we give credit where credit is due. Like, honestly, I feel like myself and Phil's hotels would be great. If Disney wanted to do hotels just to have more hotels, me and Phil would be neck and neck. But in terms of execution, of allowing the park to be one with the hotel, it would be Florentin. Mine's was the Cosmopolitan Hotel, which, to my credit, was recognizing a partnership that Disney had, to use Bob Iger's intellectual property mindset.
Okay, so we're gonna put a link in the description, because we're just not talking here. We done the episode, so it's on
Yes.
it's on Brayan's virtual tour. It's on Brayan
Yes.
Lee's YouTube channel, and it's called, what is the title of that video? I think it's the Epcot entrance. The Epcot entrance
Exactly.
hotel.
Yes, I believe so.
Because watching that episode, you will understand our hotel concepts and how it becomes more than just an entrance hotel.
Hang on, I'm typing it in now. Yes, it's called the Epcot Resort Hotel Breakdown Town Hall Live BFP Imagineering. We did it 2 months ago. So that
fall, which is interesting to me.
Yes. So that was the live, and like I said, my hotel, the Cosmopolitan Hotel, was not only wordplay, but the hotel was the same hotel supposed to be in the Epcot that Walt Disney wanted. So I will say that me and Florentin's basically were the same of the Epcot that is now, right? My hotel was of Walt's Epcot, but Florentin's Epcot is of the Epcot that we know of today.
Mine is more like it's like a legacy of Epcot, because you have back the Fountain of Nations, and I think also maybe you have a bit of the 80s to it. But it's still Epcot, so it's the past, but it's the future, not over future, but it's that perfect in between.
Correct.
And
no, go ahead, Phil. I'm sorry.
I can chime in and say mine that wasn't shown because I wasn't satisfied, or as I remember, it was just the AI app that I was using on my phone kept on glitching and deleting like stuff at the beginning, which it wasn't. I could find it on the computer just fine, but something, happening to the app. So I had to redo it all over again. So in mine, it's just everything that Walt had discussed about like transportation wise
Right.
for the resort of
Yes.
the city of Epcot is
Correct.
going to be condensed in 400 acres across the road from there.
Well, let me ask you. Well, let me ask you this, and this is the thing too. I said this to Phil. Uh, I wanted to see Phil's Epcot too because he's so detail oriented that I know that his Epcot hotel would have been to the minuscule detail of making the resort its own park because that's how good Phil is. Um, when it came to your Epcot, right? Your Epcot resort, did it have an energy of utilizing the people mover that you want to take the concept of, like you said, the transportation and what could have been of, community and bringing that to your resort? Or did you have a different mindset when it came to building your Epcot resort?
Well, I'll tell you this. My Epcot has people movers, though
Mm-hmm.
it might be built kind of in the way of like what you see in Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's underground.
Right.
And a lot of my things are underground still.
Okay.
And you want to know how many pictures I created of it so far?
I would say probably about over 100.
Oh, you're far, brother. 420 images.
Oh, good thing.
And I am still underground.
There's that's an Imagineer right there.
Yes. Because you got
Back on into this second concept of
right.
No. What happened was in the beginning, this fascinating hotel that I did. That hotel turned out the way it was because that project was from my heart. That was I told you, Brian. That's the energy and the drive. That's the energy that was calling from my heart. Now, before that, I knew that both of you was doing a hotel on the property where I think it's the property out on the other side of Epcot Drive. That's where you. So in the beginning, I was gearing the same direction as you both did, and I thought the hotel was going to be about the experimental prototype community, City of Tomorrow.
Right.
So I did a concept art, and then I shared that to Phil, and Phil saw mine, and I don't know if he got a little bit bothered by it because I don't know, he thought I was doing such a good job. But you know what? I was making it, but I wasn't feeling anything. And I wasn't feeling anything. It wasn't the right thing it wasn't right. So I ditched it and I went back. Followed my heart, and I went back to the entrance hotel. But that's for me, I'm more interested to make an entrance hotel.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do because of the blueprints or anything.
No,
and that's how it came out. So,
and that's the thing too that I do love about us is that we will take a swing within the parameters of our assignment, and that's exactly what you did. You stuck to the assignment, but you took a swing within the same assignment, and it turns out you were right on point more than me and Phil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and that's a blessing that all of us can have moments like that where, hey, what we're saying can actually translate by association in a video where it could be acceptable.
One day we're gonna have to watch the Sora videos because they're really funny. Now, where you guys proposed your hotel to be at, I think that's where we think another park could go. But you have Epcot, which would be East Epcot, and then you have Epcot Boulevard, and on the west of Epcot, it would be Westcott.
Yes. All right, my friend, go ahead and keep playing the video, good sir.
But yeah, if you want a journalist summary of what I am, when the day comes, when it's all done, said and done, it's going to be Walt's Dream condensed in 400 acres of all rings in
we're
one
looking forward to
resort.
We're looking forward to that because I can imagine like you're taking the first 20 photos, seeing what photos work from that first set, then taking another 20, seeing what photos work from that set until you can kind of put it all together, be like, oh, this is the hotel. So all good.
And I'm interested to know because it was good that Brayan and me are both our concepts. We saw the connection with it. So it'll be interesting to see when we see Phil if it's going to connect with both of us or if it's going to be competing. Yeah.
I can tell you offhand, it was all inspired partially to you guys as well. That's why I went back, scrapped my first one, and redid it. Because I saw your guys is like, yeah, I can improve it. Moving on.
But the point is, since Imagineering was reportedly, and this comes from a reliable source, talking about this just a few months ago, and since it would be a guaranteed moneymaker, I think it's very possible, if not eventually inevitable. Still, I would not expect to hear an announcement about this anytime soon, as all eyes will soon be on Disney Lakeshore Lodge, opening between Disney's Fort Wilderness and
which I'm going to have to do a remodel of it too.
Wilderness Lodge Resort by 2027. But after that, and especially if a Magic Kingdom resort doesn't get the green light, I think this is a rumor not only to watch, but to expect. Another Epcot rumor that recently went through a bit of a revival has to do with the old Wonders of Life Pavilion and the question of whether Disney is planning to just flatten this pavilion altogether. As a reminder, the Wonders of Life Pavilion is that gold domed pavilion that sits between Mission Space and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And it used to be themed around healthcare and the human body and was home to attractions like Body Wars and Cranium Command. Disney kind of abandoned the pavilion's theme and its purpose in early 2007, turning the pavilion into Epcot's temporary festival center.
Yes. Do you need me to back it up somewhere or not?
No. Pause it right there because when I did my rebrand master plan, Florentin brought up Big Hero 6. Because, we went through a window. He was a healthcare companion. But now that I think about it, you could bring back the Life Pavilion with Fitbit and Peloton and clothing companies that create clothes for athletes and fitness very easily. There it is. Like, just wanted to say that. You can continue.
Okay. Well, I was going.
And that would be like a connection to Run Disney.
Yes.
Which they run. The location of the run is like near there actually.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Very good additional point, Martin. Very good.
Yeah. I'm going to, I'm not going to show it. Moving on. Because this is also my prompt of the Life Pavilion.
It was for years. But then when the Epcot redo got underway, it was supposed to become the new Play Pavilion. But that plan
I
was
will say this
eventually
looked
scrapped
fire.
due to the pandemic and likely budget issues. Since then, and despite Disney having done some work to the roof, it has remained untouched and inaccessible to park guests. But then, a few months ago, reports and rumors began to surface that Imagineering was planning to just demo the building altogether. And this was coupled with reports and tips from guests actually seeing Imagineers in the park, taking notes near the pavilion and its surrounding area. Now, we have yet to hear anything further about the fate of Wonders of Life. But since Imagineers were in the area and clearly doing some work, I believe something has to be in the works. I am a little skeptical, though, of it being demoed completely, and for two reasons. One is that Disney doesn't have the best track record of flattening spaces it's no longer using. Demo is expensive unless, of course, you have a more lucrative replacement plan already in the works.
Yep.
That is why River Country, the old Fantasyland Skyway Station, the planned second half of Pop Century, and even Discovery Island were left to rot for years. And unless there's a structural problem, a good rule is to never get rid of a kitchen or a bathroom, and Wonders of Life has both. In fact, in retrospect, I'm sure Imagineering wishes they would have known the Play Pavilion was going to be canceled and their festival center would have been cut down to Communicore Hall, allowing them just to let Wonders of Life become the park's permanent festival center. And who
Mhm.
knows? Maybe it's not too late. Maybe they'll eventually realize Wonders of Life is already better equipped as a festival center and just let Unicorn Hall become a character space. I have also always thought that the popularity of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and its proximity to Wonders of Life is interesting, and I always wish Disney would have really committed to the idea of Cosmic Rewind being a pavilion like the World Showcase pavilions, but rather another world pavilion, as in representing culture and society from different corners of the galaxy. Since Mission Space is
Interesting
also
take.
nearby, I
Hmm.
think something along those lines
That's a
could be better realized. Also, have to say that I'm kind of glad the Play Pavilion was canceled, as I think it would already be dated. Despite Disney's best efforts dating back decades to embrace technology and gaming,
Can you pause it for a minute?
just never worked.
yeah.
And
I want to bring up something real quick that probably a Disney said about the Cosmic Rewind Pavilion and different parts of the galaxy. I agree and disagree for this reason. I agree with her because I do believe that there is a pavilion for understanding the life of space, correct? In the same token, it's not really that concrete. It hasn't been that concretely researched where China was able to do the China pavilion because it was factual information, correct? So I think that's the only obstacle to that. Not saying it's a bad idea, but if you were to do a cosmic rewind pavilion, it would have to be sponsored by NASA and showcasing the elements of an astronaut's life within that cosmic space, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Mhm. Yes.
So
And I
not
think
pushing it against her, just challenging it.
Florentin, you got anything to add?
Yeah, your timing is perfect because just light bulb. Why not just do why not just do Wally? You can do Wally like in the space, like in the galaxy, and is between um um
Yes,
Cosmic Rewind and is between Mission Space. So you can have Wally right there.
correct.
And it
Mhm.
I
can
thought
have
about
some
Wall.
Yes, and it can have some health components. There we go, like a
Yes.
legacy. There we go.
That is true, because when you think about the Axiom, which I have pitched for the Axiom to replace the Galactic Star Cruiser as a 2-day experience, you think about the space gravity, right, and them gaining weight. I think that has definitely a health component to it. I've also thought that while it could work for Tomorrowland as well, Wally is such an underutilized property. Um, and I think, maybe a play pavilion where you could have brought Wally into that with technology and building your own tech and everything else. I think that type of play pavilion could have worked out brilliantly. I really do.
It's funny she didn't mention Inside Out. Do we still think that Inside Out will become an attraction somewhere, or not?
I think that there's a possibility. I think when you think of Wonders of Life, I think that if they wanted to do, like I said, the Peloton, Fitbit, bring in more partnerships to, help, level off the costs. And then you add that mental health component to Wonders of Life, because that is a part of life, and it is a wonder about the emotionality of human beings. I think that would go great in Wonders of Life. So I don't think you're too far off from that.
And for that's why I thought it was like a combination. You have like Big Hero 6, but you also have Inside Out, because Inside Out would be about the mind. And I would put Inside Out on the second floor, because the brain is up, and you could have, and then on the first floor would be the Big Hero 6 Institute, where Baymax would teach you about, will be your healthcare companion. And then what's funny is now I'm thinking about Wally, and Wally, even though it's in space, Wally would fit. We want to say what cars not fit in the Yant Pavilion, but Wally would fit in the Yant Pavilion too, because Wally was more of in space. It was about the plants, about the how to take care of the ground. So
yeah, no, very, very well said. And see, that's why I love the three of us, because we are being Imagineers from the creative side. And I feel like without being engineers creatively, you can't be engineers in building shit.
Yeah, we're taking the IP, but we're connecting the IP with what was significant in their movies, in their stories, and putting it in the connecting location.
Yes.
That represents,
No, correct. Like I said before, with Bob Iger's philosophy on intellectual property, if we're going to use it, that connective tissue, that tactile experience from the movie has to translate into the ride in order for it to stick. You can't have a tactile movie and then just have a non-tactile ride and attraction, because then it's like, okay, well, it was the movie not what I thought it was. So very factual.
One thing I really bothers me when I went to Epcot back in May. Turn to look at the Wonders of Life Pavilion, and you see the show building for Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a freaking eyesore right there.
Yeah.
That whole area. What is a sight line? Nobody knows what a sight line is right there.
But I'm surprised from near World Showcase. Before you get to where World Showcase is, I'm surprised how well you can see the Wonders of Life dome. I thought the Wonders of Life dome used to be like tucked in the back, and they had like trees covering it. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. You're good. No, you had something else to say, Florentin. I'm sorry.
No, about the box thing. Yeah, that's why I would that's why for me Cosmic Rewind, it should belong in Hollywood Studios because it's another big box, and it's um yeah, if you ever go to Disney's Riviera Resort and you go to the top floor, there's a view of the back of Epcot, and you can actually see the backside of Test Track. But then right next to it, you see that ginormous box.
Right. Absolutely. All right, good sir. Go ahead and continue.
So my proposal is I'm going to try to hide the big blue box in my concept, which I
Well,
have.
there's plenty of people who could have painted a star mural. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, at least
Or
done.
do a rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But go ahead, my
Mhm.
friend.
Yeah.
I would like to see Wonders of Life have a concrete idea or concept with long-term appeal. Unfortunately, though, at the time I'm recording anyway, the fate of Wonders of Life is still unknown. But like I said, since guests have seen Disney actively in the park and relatively recently scouting this location, one of you even sent me a tip about it. I think someone somewhere in an Imagineering office, either in Orlando or in Burbank, has a concept they're working on. And
Oh
at the
my.
moment, while this could change, of course, it's beginning to make its way on my short list for a potential D23 announcement later this year. Our third and final
That's a
mystery
bold
project
prediction.
is when Epcot's Grand Fiesta Tour, starring the three Caballeros, will be rethemed to Coco,
Nope,
coupled with
nope, nope. It's not
Imagineering's
gonna
lost
happen.
concept for
That's Florentin.
Nope, it's not going to happen because yes, you did the Ratatouille route and you expanded it and you built another giant building behind it because the building was never built to incorporate such look, since the thing is they put Frozen Ever After in Norway, but guess
Mhm.
what? They make people stand outside all the way, it can go all the way to before you get it can go all the way to the China pavilion where the restaurant is, just to get to
Mhm.
Frozen Ever After, because Maelstrom never was that high capacity attraction. And and um and Grand Fiesta Tour is perfect because we already people Ratatouille is fine, but you don't want to go on Ratatouille and wait 2 hours. Then you don't want to go to Frozen Ever After and wait 2 hours, and then you want to go to Coco and wait 2 more freaking hours. Epcot needs to have some, it needs a balance. You can have the 2 hour rides you wait, but then you need these 5 minute walk on rides. Like Space at Earth is a 5 minute walk on, and Grand Fiesta Tour is that perfect 5 minute walk on. Otherwise, what? Otherwise, it's going to make people want. And anyway, it doesn't have any room. It will be so congested. Um, and
To
again,
your point.
uh,
No, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
no, I'm just saying, again, Disney World is replacing instead of expanding again.
To your
Yeah.
point, and we are gonna finish the video, y'all, and then I gotta
Yeah,
get
yeah,
babes.
yeah. I was
Right.
just going to pull up a map of Florentin's
And
area.
then once the video's done, I'll probably have to get off because I got the Onyx collab because I still gotta do a room for that. But I want to stay here and finish the video because I do believe this is a very important conversation. Florentin is absolutely correct. When you in the way I look at theme parks, right? I look at them like television sets or movie sets. If anybody remembers the Wonderful World of Disney and Babes in Toyland, that episode of Walt Disney where he was showing you the magic of movies and everything else, right? He also did an episode from Disneyland inside the park. Disneyland is a whole set if you think about it. So when it comes to the rides and attractions, they design them like sets of like, okay, this goes here, that goes there. How big is the space? What needs to be intimate? What needs to be big? Because why? That's how movies and TV shows are made, you dumb fucks. I say dumb fucks as a term of endearment. Don't get mad at me. But with that being said, because you have to let
so
people know
offended.
how to move. But with that being said, to Florentin's point, he's very articulate in this, is that while it would be easy to make a Coco overlay at the Grand Fiesta Tour because you don't want to go all the way to tropical Americas, right? To, walk to go from there to there because it's convenience, you do need a regulator to help with the flow of traffic. So if you have 3 intellectual property rides that have 2-hour waits, the motherfuckers, I might as well get drunk at World Showcase, which people already do. So at this point, you do need that balance to have stability. So Florentin is absolutely smart in his opinion on that.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And like we're saying, we're not pushing back against probably at Disney. Like I said, she's a great content creator. She's not actually having really any bad thoughts. And this is what happens with content creators, right? When you post something publicly, people have the right to criticize it, but also too, her execution and her logic is not off. Because we're going off of past behavior that Disney has done. So for her to say a Coco overlay at Grand Fiesta Tour, at least she is relating to the environment. Because Disney would make a move like that. Let's all be frank about it.
Mm-hmm.
For Coco ride.
Yeah.
And if those two are
Sorry, I interrupted.
Well, I was gonna say that's why when they built they built the expansion for Ratatouille, they built the most perfect queue for Ratatouille because they built it from scratch, so they knew how to put coverings everywhere. They knew how many people might take it, so that was perfect. Now, if Frozen had happened afterwards instead of before, I cannot sit here and tell you, oh, they're not going to do that to Mexico because they did it to Frozen. Now, I have this question. Did they go ahead and they put Frozen Ever After in Norway, in Maelstrom? Because A, they went and said, oh, if we do this, we don't need to build a whole Arendelle. We don't need to build a whole Frozen world for Disney World. We just gonna do this, and it's easy and it's cheap. Or question number 2, they did that without knowing. Well, of course they would know. It's Frozen. No, I think they did that because they're gonna tell you. Right. They're gonna tell you we want to bring they're gonna say we need to bring more kid friendly stuff to Epcot, and like I said, because they did this decision instead of that, Magic Kingdom sacrificed. They could have done a World of Frozen in Magic Kingdom, and it would have been the very first. It would have been the very first park, the very first in the whole world to get a World of Frozen.
I think you're absolutely right, because when we look at Disney right now, Josh D'Amaro, the new CEO, said that Dubai is going to be the most technologically advanced park in our portfolio. And what do you do when you're trying to handle a $60 billion investment? You put the money where it can go the furthest, correct? So if you are trying to save it for bigger investments that you believe will make $1 out 15 cents stretch longer, then what you do is you do an overlay to an attraction where you can keep the costs low, execute the fandom for it, and then you're able to have that as a cash cow to feed every fucking thing else. So you're not off, Florentin. You are correct.
The way you described it is like how they feed the animals so we can have our meat.